How many of you have heard of the McMartin Case? The McMartin Case was a preschool, Manhattan Beach, California, longest trial in the history of the country, 2 years. The kids said that when they were dropped off in the morning by their parents, picked up at night, between that time they were victims of a satanic ceremony. There were tunnels under the school. They had witnessed human sacrifices. They were flown into the mountains for ceremonies. And of course, the authorities said that, well, these kids are all hallucinating. The kids claimed that there were these tunnels. They said that they told the authorities where the entrance was and everything else. The authorities went out there in 1987, couldn't find any tunnels. In the spring of 1990, we hired an archaeologist, Dr. Stickle from UCLA, and he brought his team of archaeologists out, and we found tunnels under the school that had been filled in.
I don't know if you guys know about the daycare scandals that were very, very common in the 1980s. So, horribly common, actually. This infested many towns. And usually what would happen is somebody who was a little on the paranoid side, or maybe a lot on the paranoid side, would send their children off to daycare. And that was a whole new thing in the 80s. For some of them, that set up a fair bit of worry, like it still does. And sometimes that worry got out of hand, especially among the people who are a little predisposed to paranoid schizophrenia, and maybe even had some previous episodes. And the police would go out and they'd start to interview other children. And if they interviewed them properly, then the other children would start to produce all these stories as well. They start telling the cops there's all these terrible things happen, like they're taken into underground caverns and they're stripped naked and they're forced to like leapfrog over each other, and like, you just can't believe it, what happened. You can't believe it. It's all documented in a book called Satan's Silence, which was written by a social worker and a lawyer. It's mind-boggling. The longest prison sentences in American history were handed out to a series of middle-aged women who were taking care of little kids. And the FBI even came up with a whole new criminal category: late-onset female sexual offender. Well, why didn't that category exist before? It's simple. There are no late-onset, middle-aged female sexual offenders. You know, there was actually a situation where one town went so far as to start digging underneath the town to find these underground satanic lairs where all these weird ritual things were going on. You know, and along with this was not one shred of concrete evidence. You know, and the eventual conclusions, and this affected thousands of people, the eventual conclusions was, well, there actually isn't anybody who's, you know, satanically torturing children in daycare centers.